Okay, so that's quite a common one, particularly like say for desks. Okay, so don't worry about it being abnormal. First one is, like I've just said, is obviously having regular breaks and getting up out your seat, so moving. You know, even if you are literally just standing up, you know, get yourself moving and then back down. Particularly, I know some people find it easier to stay in the middle of something. However, specific ones for the neck, these are obviously important. As if your computer's all set up right and you're at eye level and you know you've got everything where it should be, you need to work on these bits and you need to stretch these bits. Okay, so with the working on the front of the neck, when you're not at the computer, if you sit up now and if you do things like just pull your chin in, so it gives you like a bit of a double chin. And you can get tightening these muscles up, yeah?
Okay.
These are your counterbalancing muscles. So these ones that are currently working quite a lot, these ones are going to balance up. So if you just do it a couple of times, and I'd say, you know, just to get those muscles sort of working. The other one is to stretch these. So 2 easy stretches. One, ear to shoulder, and then just gently pulling down, and you'll feel that down the neck.
See.
Then there's a variation. You feel that one?
Yeah, I feel very painful actually. This side.
Yeah, it will, because if that muscle's very tight and stiff, then it will feel quite sore. So it's important not to force it. Go to the point where you can sort of feel it sort of stretching, and then just hold it for about 10 to 12 seconds. It doesn't need to be a massive amount of time.
So no need to force it, right? Just
take it over, start to feel the stretch, and just hold it there. And then you can also add to that, because you can just tilt the ear forward towards the front of the armpit.
Okay.
And then that will get right down that sort of back. So yeah, if you bring the ear forward, that's it.
Okay.
The other thing you can do is sort of shoulder rolls. So, you know, and just like either roll it forward. But if you do shoulder rolls, go forwards, always go back. So a good shoulder position is not about squeezing the shoulders back and, you know, sticking like this. Lift, drop, and roll. And it will go into that. It will just literally go back into normal position. If you try and force them back, you just get them in the wrong. So I would say sort of maybe at least every sort of hour, just do a couple of rolls, little stretch, and then of course keep yourself moving. I mean, I do my stretching personally. I get up in the morning normally. I'll either go for a walk. So I do mine in the morning. So I get my body, I've got a few little things going on, and then my body feels quite good. So if I do start feeling stiff, I can sort of just give that bit of attention. However, if you find it a big problem, then obviously there's no harm to do it a bit more. Say the working environment, you know, we're on a screen and everyone's different, you know, so that's the first thing. I'm on a laptop and I'm a different height to you, and I got different lighting and a different environment, you know, everything becomes different. So the fact when they've set the work things that I've done before with businesses, you know, sitting in an appropriate chair so your legs are hanging onto the floor, if you need, use a footrest, keeping a good back support so you can sit upright with a laptop at the right height. So you're in that sort of computer at the right height. If you're at the computer, having a suitable chair. And that's obviously what Posture Logic have been coming into, is so that people who can't afford to have those fancy chairs, to bringing in something that will actually help support your posture no matter where you are and who you are.
Yeah.
And that's what they've been doing. Hence why when she asked me to speak, I was like, yeah, this is great. Because what we're doing is we're saying, okay, you need a special chair, you need a desk, you need footstools, you need this. And realistically, let's be honest, how many of us have a desk, a chair, a footstool, ergonomically measured to all to our, a bit, you know, it's not all we measure. We bought a generic chair, we've bought a desk or table, we're sitting in, you know, in our own homes. So there is elements of making it fit for you. And that's why there isn't one quick answer as yet. However, there are innovations coming out which are making it easier, such as...
That's a good thing.
What is Posture Logic doing? Yeah. And that's what we need, you know, because we can't all sit here with a footstool under our desk because it's thing, you know, that's what it is. I know I used to improvise with rolling jumpers up because my company wouldn't buy me one. I was like, screw this. I used to get the box. I used to get a box of it and a pop got posted. I was like, that'll do. That's my footstool. Because there was one footstool and someone nicked it out from under my desk and said, no, you're not allowed it. And I was like, but I have a postural thing. And they were like, no. So yeah. That's where I think the innovations are coming in. Particularly, I think we're going to see changes in upcoming weeks, if not months, with the work from home, particularly where possible, much more remote working. We're going to be seeing a lot more innovation because they put it into the workplace, but how many people have put it into the homes? They haven't yet.
Few.
And that's where we're going to see the changes come in because we're going into a new world. I think first thing they're going to do is figure out what the businesses are, what they're doing, because right now there's a lot of uncertainty. I mean, if I speak from how the UK is, we have got a little uncertainty. People are just going back into the office if they can. I know that's happening over the US and of course a lot of the world. So people are starting to. And I think with that, what businesses are reviewing is their wellness programs, their support for employees. How we work in the UK is obviously we have the working regulations, which basically gives guidelines so that, for example, employers who have standing employees, or employers whose employees stand for long periods of time, have to provide suitable seating where possible. And those employers where it is required that you do a desk job have to provide suitable seating. So if they're doing that in the workplace, I can see the regulations getting adapted to go, hang on a second, long term, this is what's going to need to happen. However, until we know exactly what the long term is, I don't see those regulations coming in. But the UK has been changing various bills, putting laws in and things like this to how employees are treated, like they've landlords and pushing people out. You know, there's a certain date they can't evict anybody during this period, you know. So these sorts of things are constantly going and there will be things changing. It's going to be quite interesting, but I do believe the government's going to make it, because employers care about their well-being, you know, particularly over future years. We've seen, I'm not sure if you're aware, there's a lot of wellness award schemes. So you can actually enter your company to win a wellness award. Okay. And a lot of companies have this wellness program now. So they get employees to start the business, and they'll go through this wellness part as part of their induction. And then, of course, obviously, they have a good program. They look forward to going to win these awards. And so to ensure, particularly these big companies that are doing this, they're going to be ensuring their employee welfare. If they're saying work from home, they're going to be looking at how they update their policies to bring that in. So that will be something that's coming in. I can see it. But how, obviously, I can't answer you that one. Have a firm mattress for your spine to support your spine, be ergonomically positioned, suitable pillow. But there's also, I was reading some stuff about sleeping on your side being much better for you. However, a lot of things say sleeping on your side is slightly better, but you need to have your head forced to the right height so you're not craning your neck, and you're in a suitable mattress. So if you're in one that's too soft where your spine's not supported, you know, you see these pictures of somebody lying down and their spine's all twisted. You know, what you want to do is maintain that neutral spine position. So you need to be in the right sort of bed for you. And like I said, with the right pillows that are going to keep you comfortable. The thing with sleeping face down with your posture is if you automatically turn your head to the side, your spine's out of alignment. So that's why sleeping on your side is much better because of keeping that neutral alignment. Because if you lie on your side, you can support the head and leave your body open. If you also go onto the front, you've turned the head and you're also restricting. So you're putting pressure on your organs.
See. Okay.
If you stand on a footrest, your feet are going to be in a different position. And it's the same as what shoes you wear. So what you need to be doing is quite neutral shoes, the ones that are going to support. So if you're standing for 5 hours in heels, we were saying earlier, your body position is going to change, which is going to affect sort of your back pain, maybe sort of your organ, if you're rounding. So I would say probably better off with your feet flat on the floor, desk at the right height, and then of course you can keep that neutral sort of foot position, which again keeps that alignment. We're all about neutral spine, neutral alignment, and that's where you want to be. I mean, the completely flat shoe, again, I would agree. So, you know, like sort of the dolly shoe, flip flop, sort of, you know, there's nothing to it. You want, I mean, if you're unsure or you've had any sort of, I mean, I've had my gait measured. So I obviously used to do a lot of running. So I know, for example, for me, I roll my feet in. So I need quite a supportive shoe. So if you have had your gait done, that's always a great thing. You can obviously buy shoes that will support that. So for example, if I needed one, I would get something that was a whole foot, you know, supporting, so tighten the shoe, it laces up, so something that's proper on my feet. If you are standing, it is probably more beneficial to have something that is going to support your whole foot rather than say something you just slip your feet into, because you are more likely to, if you're in long period, you like to roll the feet or turn them in or slide them off, and the shoe is there to support the foot. So yes, having a slight sort of lift at the rear, again, so not the flat, a supportive shoe. So again, a whole shoe rather than, like I say, a flip flop, just a quick slide on, high heels, you know, and again, something you're going to find comfortable, because there's no point saying everyone wears the same type of shoe, and you know, we've obviously all got different feet. So yeah, so fine. I mean, with your chair, I mean, yes, you can invest loads of money in a really good one, or you can buy obviously a low range one. You can buy things like what Logic offer and supports and things like this. The one thing with your chairs is it needs to be adjustable or to the right height for you. So you need to be able to sit with your feet sort of on the floor, or again on a footrest if that's suitable. You need to be able to sit with your back nice and straight, and again, it's the right height for the desk you're working at.
Okay.
So you've got that position, you've got that support. If you're sitting there and you're sort of feet dangling and you know you can't, then again it will be, it's the wrong chair, or again if you can't sit on it properly.
See, clear.